want to tackle some soldering. So here's a Stratocaster. It's pretty straightforward, just the 62 version. The beauty of the vintage stuff is the vintage cloth wire, the insulation is easy to pull back, and the wire itself is already pre-tinned, so you don't really need to do that like you have to do with the stranded wire that you would see on any electronics that you would be messing around with. So I do enjoy the vintage wires. Also really easy to manipulate, so you can kind of bend it into shapes and it'll hold that shape, whereas the stranded wire doesn't really do that as well. In the custom shop, we really pride ourselves on trying to make things look vintage correct. So then this is allowing me to kind of get it to where I want it. The other cool thing about the vintage wire is it's pre-tinned. So all you really have to do is pull back the cloth, exposing the conductor. Now you have some wire that's ready to solder. So what you want to do is you want to give it the surface a little bit of solder. Now that that's tinned, place your wire where you want it. Now you add the heat, and then I would just probably add a little bit more solder. Get the pool going. It's that simple. Grounding, instead of adding a wire, we just bend the leg so it's practically touching the housing. And add a pool of solder, and then you got yourself a grounded lug. These don't require much solder, just fill the eyelet. If you put too much, it'll dribble down and kind of get tangled up and look kind of messy, so just as long as the eyelet's filled. The switch, the same thing. You just want to fill the eyelet, not too much more. Switches are very sensitive. If it dribbles down onto the leg, it can cause a problem with the switch itself, so you want to be kind of careful when you do this. Okay, everything's pre-tinned, and now I can route all my wires. I'm going to kind of give it a pathway. Then I'll trim it so I can take the pieces that I need. I can kind of shape these the way I want them to live. And then I get them out of the way. Once all your joints have been tinned, it's pretty easy. Just heat them back up, push the wire through, and then just let it cool before you let go. It only takes a few seconds for it to cool down. And then all you got to do is just kind of follow the switch and see which leg it's touching. So all the way up is the neck. So this would be the neck, or the tone number 1. And then this terminal would be tone number 2. One of the mods that's added a lot is a jumper between the tone 2 lug and then where the bridge would connect, so that you could have the tone on the bridge. It's what we call the tone on bridge mod. And then this would be the tone 1. Just love this vintage wire. And all we need is a value. What are we going to value at? Well, let's do, this is a 0.1. Try to use the minimum amount. And don't forget to solder your second connection. So that's the tone circuit to the switch. And then the last bit would be to connect the leads of the pickups to the switch itself. That's going to happen here. Solder the lead. Then, of course, the last bit. Make it look like you care. And so now we got nice clean lines. The vintage cavities are very tight, and we want to make sure that this can drop in without any friction. And when you take the time to route the wires like that, you're not going to have any problem with this pickguard dropping right in. And then your last bit when you're done is to wire the jack out, that middle pin there, and then ground the circuit. Make sure you ground your bridge. Always ground your bridge. So there it is, Strat circuit. So have fun, enjoy, make it sound better.